Welcome into the Ravens Rundown, everybody. My name is Joey Petersen. I am your host. On today's show, we're going to throw it back about 3 months. We're going to take a look at the 2025 NFL Draft, and I got 2 sleeper picks that I believe in a year's time from now, we're going to look back and say Eric DeCosta pulled off highway robbery with those 2 selections. Okay, now we're not talking Malaki Starks. We're not talking Mike Green. Those 2 guys would be easy to talk about. It's obvious that those guys are going to be stars. Let's take a deep dive into Aeneas Peebles, into Bilhal Kone, 2 6th-round selections. As we all know, this team had 4 6th-round picks, but I believe that they are going to be massive for this team this next season, but especially into the future. Make sure that you guys are subscribed to the channel, and make sure I know you're subscribed to the channel. I want to know who's rocking with us right here on the Ravens Rundown. If you've already hit that subscribe button, give me a flock in the comment section down below, and if you haven't hit it, no worries. You can hit it right now. It's 100% free to do so, and then after you hit it, let me know you did by giving me those flocks in the comment section. We're going to start off with Aeneas Peebles, nicknamed Fub, who was the 210th overall selection. 6 feet and a half. You can round that up to 6'1", 282 pounds. Played college at Virginia Tech 3 years prior at Duke before transferring to play with the Hokies in his final year of college eligibility. 118 tackles, 11.5 sacks, and 21 tackles for loss in his career. When you think of Aeneas Peebles, if you don't know who he is and you want to imagine what he could be, just go ahead and imagine a smaller version of Nnamdi Madubuike, okay? This is a guy who excels at rushing the quarterback from the interior of the defensive line. In fact, he does it better and did it better than almost anybody else in college football last year. There were only 4 players who had a pressure rate higher than 12%, and also ran under a 5-second 40 at the defensive line position. Out of 388 defensive linemen, Aeneas Peebles was in that discussion. And the 3 who also were in there with him, 1 went in the first round, Derek Harmon to the Pittsburgh Steelers. 1 went in the second round, T.J. Sanders. 1 went in the 5th round, Aiden Huntington. And then, of course, right there is Aeneas Peebles. I got a little bit of film that I need to show you guys because I hope that it absolutely gets you juiced. Because he wins in so many different ways, but he's crafty, he's quick, he's athletic, especially for a guy who's 280 pounds on the inside of the defensive line. You can see that spin move he puts on the Miami right guard. Absolutely 180, or I guess 360 degrees, gets past the guard. And this is the most impressive part to me, because I think we've all seen defensive linemen whiff on that sack right there. But he was able to get the closing speed in on Cam Ward, a guy who, he's not, I wouldn't say Cam Ward's a dual threat quarterback, but I would say he's a fine rusher. Not against Aeneas Peebles. Able to bring him down, able to get the sack, showed a wonderful spin move right there. He's got a ton of other stuff in his bag as well. In 2024, he had a 27.3 pass rush win rate, which was best in the NCAA. Number one in all of college football for the interior of defensive linemen. He also was the only defensive tackle with a 90-plus pass rush grade by PFF in each of the last 2 seasons. He wasn't just a guy who flashed once. No, he's been doing this for his entire collegiate career. He did it at Duke. He did it at Virginia Tech. And I have a reason to believe that he's going to be able to do that with Baltimore. Take a guess for me down below in the comment section. How many sacks do you think Peebles gets his rookie year? Okay, now keep in mind, the interior of the defensive line isn't as deep as you're probably thinking it is. I think he's going to play a decent bit. You let me know how many sacks he gets down below in the comment section. Let's be real. This team needs better interior pass rush. This team needs better pass rush in general, but Kyle Van Noy, Dafe Owe both had double-digit sack seasons. You added in Mike Green. I think the interior is kind of where we need to be looking when we need people to step up, right? Because it happens from the inside out. And last year, your 2 best interior pass rushers, your 2 best interior defensive linemen, Travis Jones, Nnamdi Madubuike, they had fine years. Let's look at pass rushing specific stats. 7 sacks combined, only 1 for Travis Jones. 46 quarterback pressures and 28 for Jones. Madubuike had a 9% quarterback pressure rate. That was a massive step back from the year prior. Travis Jones was even worse at 7.2%. 3.8%. But I want to, paint a picture for you. I want you guys to close your eyes and imagine something for me, okay? It's third and medium. And on the defensive line, you have Adafe Owe, Nnamdi Madubuike, who's only 2 years away, I guess only one season really, removed from having a phenomenal year, Aeneas Peebles, and then either Kyle Van Noy or Mike Green. That is your front four. That's the four guys you're sending to the quarterback on third and medium, an obvious passing down. Guys, I'll be real with you. I take that four over a lot in the National Football League. Not over everyone, okay? And Aeneas Peebles, he's going to have to prove and show us that he's able to be in that lineup. But from everything we saw in Virginia Tech, I've got all the faith in the world that he's going to be really great at pass rushing from the interior. Cast your vote by hitting that thumbs up button. You think Peebles is going to ball out in 2025? Let me know by liking the video. I'm not saying like it if you think he's going to get 15 sacks, but if you think he's going to have a great rookie year, go ahead and like the video. We talk Peebles, now it's time to talk Kone. Up next, we got the deep dive on the Western Michigan cornerback that this team selected in the 6th round of the 2025 NFL Draft. Before that, something you should select is this cutoff hoodie, chatsports.com/cutoff hoodie, because it was $55. Now it is $33, $22 you could save. You go to chatsports.com/cutoff hoodie right now. That link's going to be in the comment section and description of today's video. I don't know if you guys like rocking the cutoff hoodie look. I think it looks great in the gym, looks great on a run. It's a great thing to wear if you want to be comfortable, if you want to be cozy during the summer, but you don't want to be too hot. Well, you can support the Baltimore Ravens right now. You can support us right here at the Ravens Rundown right now by going to chatsports.com/cutoff hoodie. Of course, that link is in the comments and description of today's video. All right, let's talk about Kone. Kone's a really interesting story because his college career has been very up and down. He started in a community college. Then he went to Indiana State. And then he played his last 2 years at Western Michigan. And then he made it to the National Football League. 178th overall pick, 146 tackles in college, 23 pass deflections, 2 interceptions. He's not the tallest corner, 6'1". He's not a short guy either, 190 pounds. I like a lot of things about him. Okay, he's got great speed, ran a 4.48 at the NFL Scouting Combine. He has really fluid hips, okay? You see him be able to flip those hips so easily and get to that top speed really, really quickly. He's solid in both man and zone. If you grind the film, if you look at his film, everything you could see from Western Michigan, he makes plays in zone, he makes plays in man, right? A lot of cornerbacks, they're good in one, not that great in the other. He's pretty solid in both of those. Only 2 touchdowns allowed in the last 2 seasons. And another thing, very anti-Brandon Stevens, what I noticed is he's really good at getting his head around, okay? Causing a lot of pass deflections and him to get a chance to make a play on the ball. I would be surprised, now, I will be honest with you, if he was a massive part in 2025, okay? But the only reason I say that is not because of anything with him. It's because of the offseason additions that Baltimore has made, okay? They added in Jaire Alexander. Before that, they added in Chidobe Awuzie. And so, right there, that's a hard starting lineup to crack, especially we got Marlon Humphrey and Nate Wiggins already as well. I think for this year, of 2025, Bilhal Kone's rookie year is all going to be about learning and growing under veterans like Jaire Alexander, Chidobe Awuzie, even Marlon Humphrey, and taking that into his next season, into his next year. Because think about it, Jaire and Awuzie, those guys are on 1-year deals. They're not guaranteed anything with Baltimore after the end of this season. And so I feel like they're signing those guys for this season. And then next year, after those 1-year deals are up, unless those guys were absolutely phenomenal, I believe they're going to part from those guys and then entrust the rest of the secondary to guys like Bilhal Kone, to guys like possibly TJ Tampa. And I firmly believe that in 2026, he's going to have some type of a role. It might not be a CB1, it might not be CB2, but I really, really believe in the 2026 season, he's going to be a guy that gets a lot of snaps. Now, when you talk about roster spots for this year, it's going to get very competitive, which I think is only a good thing. You look at the 4 guys on the left, those are 4 locks. Nate Wiggins, Jaire Alexander, Marlon Humphrey, and Chidobe Awuzie. TJ Tampa, probably a lock as well. I think Jalen Armour-Davis, He's going to be up in the air depending on how valuable he could be in that safety position because, as we know, he took some snaps at safety during minicamp. I'm really excited about the competition between Robert Longerbeam and Bilhal Kone because they're different corners as well. Longerbeam's better in the slot. Kone's better on the outside as a one-on-one man press corner. Regardless of any of that, I truly feel like the skill set that he has, the athleticism that he has, his playmaking ability, he is going to be a guy that Baltimore relies heavily on in the future. I need you to be honest with me down below. Which rookie are you most excited for? We talked Peebles, we talked Kone, but we got a lot of other rookies that you should be pumped up about. Let me know which one in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys got me followed on social media. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram at Joey Petersen. The link to both of those are in the comments and description of today's video. Click on them. Follow me. Also, make sure you're subscribed.